Welcome back everybody to Operation Eclipse. This is British Commonwealth and Free France, turn 7. France did fall last turn. Unfortunately, our units did not put up much of a fight. I think we had 2 AA guns and only got 1 plane hit, and then we had 6 militia and 12 infantry in Picardy. On round 1 we got 1 hit. So Germans survived with quite a bit of their armor intact. Actually, I think they survived with all of it intact. But well, we play on, and we'll see if the British and later on the Americans can help recover from that. And hopefully the Soviets are not gonna get their teeth pushed in. But we'll see what happens. Right, so we will go for tech. Turn 7, we can do stage 3. We're going to be rolling for radar. And I think we're going to go for long-range aircraft as our 2 tech rolls. So we get both actually. Radar moves to stage 3, and long-range aircraft moves to stage 3, so that is excellent. It did affect our buys. I was thinking of potentially doing something, but that'll change up. Great Britain is supposed to only be at 20. Germany rated 6 IPPs up here, but didn't deduct that from the bank, so GB is only at 20. For buys, we will do 6 militia. Colonial and an anti-air as Great Britain. If I could count, it's only supposed to be 6 militia. FEC is going to be buying 2 Gurkhas, a colonial. They're going to be leasing France a infantry, and the Free French capital is Syria. And then they're going to be buying a militia, so that'll clear out their bank. And then Anzac is going to buy a couple of infantry, since we unfortunately are not able to lease to our friends in the KMT. Japan has pretty well blocked off any possibility of that for now. So, this will be our buys. They'll clear the British and FEC banks and leave Anzac with 1. Alright, so combat moves. We're going to do some sub-hunting, hope we get some results. This fire and this destroyer are going to go after the coastal on A-18. The fighter A-35 and the Anzac destroyer are going to go after the 2 subs in A-28. Our seaplane in Gibraltar is going to come after the Italian subs in M2, and it's going to be joined by this British destroyer going 1, 2, 3, 4. Our map plane does force these subs into combat in A-28, so they don't get that passing shot at our destroyer as it passes by. They go to his. Our infantry in Tripoli is going to walk into Tunisia and take that for the British. One of our infantry in Leopard Egypt is going to take Nubia back and liberate it for the British. Our transport is going to pick up our other infantry in Leopard Egypt, as well as our AAA gun. It's going to move 1, 2 into AE or M4. And we are going to try Tobruk yet again. We'll see what happens. Saranaka is going to move into Tobruk and attack it. We have 2 ambiguously assaulting units, so we'll have 2 battleship bombards. Though at a reduced value of 3 due to the fort. We'll have our medium bomber come in and join that attack, and we'll have our attack bomber in Lower Egypt come in and join that attack. So hopefully we can take Tobruk out of the picture. I think that is all of our combat moves, with the exception that this sub is going to be raiding this line up here. and our sub in M4 is going to go ahead and raid the Italian line, except there is no open Italian line because we owe Triple D. Alright. So yeah, we'll just have that sub raiding on the German line, and then I think that's got all our combat moves for both sides. Alright, so we can go ahead and roll some of these. I guess we'll start with the Tobruk rolls. So we have 2 first strike fort rolls out of 5, and that is 1 hit and 1 miss, so our amphibious assaulting infantry gets killed. We then have 2 battleship bombards at 3 or less, and they both miss. So now we have our 2 bombers at 7, and we have our infantry at 1. All misses, goodness gracious. The defending was shot 4, and it hits. Of course it does. I think we'll lose our medium bomber, as much as it pains me to do so. Should have taken a plane hit last turn. Alright, so round 2. Our blue die is our attack bomber, and it gets the hit. And then the Tobruk infantry is at 3, and it misses. Alright. So we do take over Tobruk, but at greater cost than what should have been, but oh well. I guess in the grand scheme of things, I would be willing to sacrifice a medium bomber for a DAC, so that is what it is. Maybe we can have better luck sub-hunting, so we'll do M2. We'll have our seaplane in black and our destroyer in blue, and no hits there. So now we'll have 2 coastals and a regular sub firing back, and one of the coastals does hit, so our destroyer gets killed. We'll come up to 18. We'll have our fighter be in black, our destroyer in blue, and no hits. Okay, and the coastal fires back at a 2, and it misses. We'll come down to A28. We'll have our fighter in black and our destroyer in blue, and we finally got a hit. So one of these 2 subs is dead, just whichever the Electron wishes to take. So we can draw on this. Alright, so yeah, that was a pretty garbage round of rolling for the Brits, but oh well. We'll move into non-combat moves. Calcutta, FEC rather, is going to move everything back into Calcutta. For the time being, at least. Our coastal sub is going to move 1 into P15. Everything down there is going to stay where it is. Wanted to do other non-combat moves, but was expecting more subs to be dead. So I need to think about this. Our seaplane's going to go back to Gibraltar. This light carrier, I don't know. This light carrier is going to move into A27. Our fighter map's going to land in Nova Scotia. This fighter arm is going to come off map and go to A27. Our destroyer that was here is going to go 1, 2, 3 and go into A27. The light cruiser is going to go 1, 2, 3 at A44. This light carrier is going to move 1, 2, 3 into M4. Bar is going to land on it. TV destroyer and coastal defense ship are going to come down into A35. This TV destroyer is going to come down into A27. Our Scotland militia is going to come down to northern England. You have 2 British fighters go into London. Our air transport is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into London. Well, I gotta do these 2 defense rolls here. So it's 2 subs at 3, and they both missed, so our Anzac destroyer is still alive. I think that's just going to be it for the British. So we'll place our buys. Like I said, the French capital, Free France capital, is in Syria, so we'll deliver the lease there. Also, just grab a French occupation thing to make that. It's gonna screw with the script. Let's see, how do we make that show up as the capital? No, it's a good way to do that without messing up the script. But we're just gonna say that is. I wonder if we can just throw a flag on it. Does that screw with anything? Nope. Okay, cool. There we go. That'll be that. I did have one more non-combat move. One of the British destroyers in M4 is moving up into M7. we'll bring this guy down here onto this. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll place the rest of our buys. So FEC has 2 Gurkhas being built into Benares, and then a militia and a colonial being built in to Calcutta. Wonder if I might not just, I think I will actually, instead of a colonial, I'm going to buy 2 additional militia. So that will give us the full 3 militia in Calcutta. So, yeah, Anzacs to infantry are going to Sydney. A militia and a colonial are being built into Rhodesia for Great Britain. Everything else is going to the Isle. So that's an AA gun into London. We're going to build 3 of our militia in London. If I could clean this up. Yeah, so it's 3 militia in London. Our AA gun, 2 fighters, although now that I think about it, we're going to keep one of the fighters in southern England. We're going to put 1 militia into southern England and 1 militia into northern England. So that'll be that. The British collect 35. FEC collects 16. And Anzac collects 7. So it's going to be the British turn. We'll move over to Free France. Free France is going to be putting its medium bomber on map with its, pairing it with its destroyer into M2. There's going to be its only combat moves. I need to designate import stuff for these ships. I think we're just going to say all of those are import in Gibraltar. One, 2, 3, and then we're going to put the FEC heavy cruiser import in Gibraltar as well. I do believe. Yeah, no, we're going to keep it out. Keep it in M4 rather. Alright, so those things will be in Gibraltar. Yeah, we'll just do these combat moves. So our medium bomber is going to be in blue, destroyer in black. Hey, we actually get 2 hits here. That's nice. The French know how to sub-hunt, apparently. Alright, and then we'll have 2 coastals and the regular sub, and 2 coastals in blue, regular sub in black. And that's all misses. Okay, so that's nice at least. Our medium bomber will return to Gibraltar. Our battleship is going to go in port in Gibraltar. Our TB destroyer in M3 is going to come down into M4 and sit with the British fleet there. Our regular destroyer is going to, I think, yeah, we're putting it in port as well, into Gibraltar. Okay. So that'll be a free French turn. We collect $3. We will pass it over. I believe everything's taken care of. So we'll pass it over to the Electron for Italy, turn 7.